Throughout the program today, we will introduce band members and the instruments they play. My name is Roy, and I will be your MC today. We start off with a song. This is our signature tune, published in 1960, Alley Cat.
We started about 2004, but we got to go back in history a little bit because June had a singing group at Bow Cliff, sing-alongs, and I don't know when you started that. It's got a long time ago.
1977.
Yeah, somewhere back in there. and I joined the group in the sing-along group in about 1996. And I stayed with them for a long time, and then we decided after June, who led a band in the Confederation Park, and it disbanded. So she decided that we should start one down in Bow Cliff. And she spoke to all the sing-along group. And it was the sing-along group, really, the people in the sing-along group that started the rhythm band.
That's right.
And we've been playing steady, practicing every Friday and playing at nursing centers and community halls all over town and out of town since then. Yeah.
We now introduce our Harmonica players, band members. There's Vivian and Grace, Nick and Monica. We want to hear them with Toots Golden Oldie. It's a Latin song, Blue Spanish Eyes.
so great to see these, you know, I mean, I've got two in my band. One is 93 and you're 92?
91.
91, you know, and we're mostly, all of us are in our 80s. And they come out and they just love it. And a lot of them live alone. And so when they come, they talk to people, and we play for about 3/4 of an hour, and then we take a break and have coffee and goodies, and then we play for another 3/4 of an hour. But I think it's the socializing that is the best.
We'd now like to introduce some of our band members. We have Birdie Archer on the bongo drum. And we have Norman Lenore on a special metal drum made from the end of a propane tank. Norman Lenore. Our next song is fondly remembered by the Beatles' Paul McCartney. At a family gatherings when he was a kid, they sang this 1926 tune, Bye Bye Blackbird. Thank you.
But just after I was married and we moved into our first home, and the neighbors found out that I played the piano, and so I started giving piano lessons for $1.50 hour. That's what I charged. That was back in 1960. I charged $1 for a half an hour. And now I only charge $15 because I think it is such a sad situation that families just cannot afford to give their children music lessons of any kind.
Now we go with a song published in 1950 and sung by many artists, including Phil Harris and Bing Crosby. The song is Chattanooga Choo Choo. Oh, Chattanooga Choo Choo Boy. Shoeshine Boy. We now feature Margaret Haggard to play an instrument she first played with another rhythm band that disbanded, the Railroad Rascals from Ogden. She will do her version of a song published in 1945 on the Sea to Sea Bells, Have I Told You Lately That I Love You? We now go with a song that Glenn Miller was one of his big hits in the 40s, and it was written by a guy named Elmer, and of course the tune is Elmer's Tune.
Keep time. You didn't have to be able. You didn't have to sing or anything, although they all do, you know. But they, just as long as they can keep time and put in a few extra beats here and there, they're allowed to join. Oh yeah, anybody can join.
But I think that's the secret of it. It's given people who are really not talented to play an instrument, but know how to keep time, and so they come and enjoy.
That's right.
You know, playing with us.
This next song was introduced in 1927. The song was one of the Beatles' first recordings in 1961. Did any of you ladies, when you were young, ever get the wolf whistle? Ain't she sweet?
What it means to me is that it's an outlet for social activity and for getting out and being active. I think it's probably one of the reasons why I'm 91 and still going, because it does keep you active and it keeps your mind. I mean, we have to memorize songs sometimes. And, you know, it does. I would recommend it to anybody that you know, knows a little bit about music, just keep in time. Just come and join us.
We did a whole program for the 150th anniversary of All Canadian Music. It went over really well. It was very good. And the other thing I want to say is we sometimes go and play for Alzheimer patients. And it's absolutely amazing how they can all sing along with the songs that we play. And they're finding this more and more in the medical world, that music is really helping these patients with Alzheimer's.
We now introduce our two harmonica players, Don and George, to do their version of an Austrian mountain flower song from the film The Sound of Music, Edelweiss.
Oxton, and my profession is dancing. I just love dancing ever since I was a young child. My dad was a great dancer, and he's the one that helped me all this way. And my mom played the organ, Dad played the violin or the harmonica, and we all had to learn to dance. There was 9 of us in the family, and we used to have a lot of fun. He always said, "I'll teach you how to dance before you're allowed to go to your dance. Don't make a fool out of yourself."
We now introduce R. Ann Miller of Tap, Monica Oxton, to tap to a tune about an Indian maiden who loses her lover in battle. You're on, Monica, with Red Wings. We now introduce Gene, who plays a spud phone. It was made by a fellow by the name of Spud, who built them at the Confederation Park Seniors. Alto, I'd like to introduce Dan on the bells. The bell tree, that's another little instrument that was built at Confederation Park. Our next song was a big hit for the Ink Spot. You remember that singing group, the Ink Spot? Remember, Java Jive.
So we call ourselves the Harmonica Tableau, just to give you a gist of what's happening. So it's a group of entertainers on stage, in costume, standing reasonably motionless. So we're going to start with a song that was made famous by Glenn Miller's. So to put you in the mood, we're going to play Glenn Miller's In the Mood. going to give you two songs for the price of one. And the first one is Whispering, and then we go into 5 for 2. And with Whispering, we highlight the banjo on the second time around. So I started playing the harmonica way back because I was born in India, and started playing around the age of 11. So that was during the war, and I noticed a lot of things were manufactured in plastic all over the world, because it was a component that was used for war material. So my harmonica that I bought was made out of plastic. And in those days, we called those harmonicas a diatonic. Later on, when I started playing the harmonica, it was a chromatic, so we learned to play the slide, so we took care of the sharps and flats. So the next is a tribute to Willie Nelson. And you heard this joke. Willie Nelson was playing on the road again, and that's why he got into an accident. So, let's go. Blue Eyes Crying in the Rain. our group is a very cosmopolitan group. We could also call it a multicultural group because we have a total of 25 players altogether. So approximately 15 play the harmonica and about 7 or 8 are in our backup group. Yeah? I just want to introduce the backup group before I forget. So we have Monica on the tambourine, we have Wayne on guitar, and we have May on bass guitar. We have Darlene on accordion, Rolly on the fiddle. We have Ray on banjo. And Roy on the drum, who did a fantastic job as emceeing the first program. So here's something strange. We have 4 people from the Rhythm Cats playing for us. Now, I don't know if they like us or not, but they're there. So here's a song that was made very popular by Don Ho. Remember Don Ho? And he may have come to Calgary around 1960 or early 1970s. So for his memory, we're going to play Tiny Bubbles. So we started way back in 1992, and I have to mention our leader at that time was Nick Credico, and he was of Italian extraction, and he played the harmonica very well. He played guitar, and he played the violin very well as well. So we started playing at Killarney Parish Church, and later on we switched to Beaucliffe, and that's where we've been practicing. So we're going to play a song from the swing era or the big band era, and I think this one was played by Tommy Dorsey, and it's called Marie. Well, I think it started off when we heard most of the harmonica music in country and western programs and in cowboy movies. And in that time, they called it, the cowboys called it the pocket harmonica because you could always put it in your pocket. So we've been playing that for a long time, and then the chromatic came on the scene, and that's when we took our sort of cue from Larry Adler, because he was, we can almost call him the granddaddy of the chromatic. And poor fellow, he was booted out of the United States because he was accused of being a communist. So around 1995, we were told that he went to London, England, and lived most of his life there, and I think he's passed away. And here's an interesting story about Larry Adler. When he went to London, England for the first time, he was invited to play at Buckingham Palace. And the Queen was there, and Lord Mountbatten was there. So Lord Mountbatten did play the harmonica by coincidence. So he and Larry Adler got together and played something, and that was quite an achievement too. So this is one of the songs that the Beatles made popular when I'm 64. So let's go with it. It's mainly the golden oldies from about 1920 to 1970. And one addition to the harmonica tableaus, we do have a request time in which we get the audience to participate, and we give them time to sort of give us 2 requests. It definitely keeps us mobile because our average age in our group is about 83 right now. And so we're seniors entertaining seniors. And sometimes we used to play at nursing homes and where they really enjoyed it, and instead of dancing on the feet, they were dancing in wheelchairs, you know, to the rhythm of music, you know. feel that playing the harmonica is very good for our health because we have to blow and draw, and that increases the lung capacity, and maybe that causes us to live longer. This is a song that quite a few bands have played in the last 10 years, and I hope you enjoy it. And it's called Down Yonder, and we highlight Ray again on the banjo. Second time. Very much. The next one is a lively song, and it's a polka. And it's a pity you can't come down and do the polka. So, and it's called Pennsylvania Polka. Monica? Monica, you would like to do the... Yes, sit down. Would you like to do the polka? Good. So we'll give you a bit of encouragement to come on the floor. I didn't come from a family that many of my family did participate in music. I just had a sister who played piano in India, and I think from that sort of interaction I got to know most of the old songs that were played in Britain and Canada and the United States. So I did quite a bit of singing when I was young, but not anymore. So I played guitar, and then harmonica was revived in 1992.